Welcome, everybody. It's your friend Rusty Money here. We are live on Mercury Farms by our friend Alien Jim here on Farming Simulator 19. David, welcome. How are you doing? All right, I just noticed, we need to repair the old combine. Krusty, welcome, my friend. How are you? Hopefully we don't have any live stream issues, everybody. I have this set to the highest resolutions for my new TV and all that good stuff. Alright, where's my workshop? I gotta remember where my workshop is. Oh, it's right here, I think, if I remember right. No, it's not. It's over there. There it is. It's over there. Now, I can't remember, so we're going to have to probably disconnect. Let's disconnect, and we're going to have to drive through that. Let's fold this header out. Drop it down. Okay, I was playing FS22 this week. Maybe I should reload FS19 as well. I've been talking about doing this for a while, Crustu, actually. Yeah, I've been talking about doing it for a while. I just haven't done it yet. So this was a challenge called the Mod Hub Community Challenge. It was created by our friend Warco Entertainment on YouTube. And it was one of the many challenges I did in FS19 on Mercury Farms. Kevin, welcome. Alright, let's repair this bad boy. Okay, let's repair this. Repair. Yes. Okay, we got that. Alright, now we need to repair the header. I got two of those Case Quadtrac 715 Black Editions. That thing is awesome. Right, David? Okay. I've been working at figuring out how I want to set up Piscinate. Oh, the map by Black Sheep Modding, everybody. I can't say it right now. I paid for one and got two. Nice, David. Jody, welcome. How are you? Deep South Gaming, welcome. Alright. I didn't mean to pull out my chainsaw. How did I do that? Alright. I can't remember the buttons on here. My muscle memory is all messed up. Help window. How do I activate hand tool, next hand? There we go. There we go. It's just the up button. Okay, now I can shut that off. Alright, now did I repair that? I don't remember if I did because I was trying to saw instead. Okay, we did repair it. Okay, good deal. Alright, now we can work on getting ready to do a harvest. I still play 19 and 22. I haven't for a while, Jody, actually. I haven't played either one of them for a while. Just before I went live, I was trying to test out some pieces of equipment on Piscinaire Valley by Black Sheep Modding. Piscinaire, however, yeah, anyway, yeah. The new map by Black Sheep Modding. I like the game playing in 22. Walking tall, welcome. Better than 25. Alright, we need fuel too, I see. We better fuel up at my fuel barrel over here. So, we should show you the PDA of this map, everybody, if you're not familiar with it. We can show you kind of what the farm looks like and all that good stuff. Alright, now, where do I need to be to fill this thing up? Come on. There we go. Start. It fills up kind of slow if I remember right. Alright, so here is the PDA of Mercury Farms by Alien Jim, everybody. Yeah, and we own all of this land right here. All of this land. So you can see that I got multiple fields purchased, but I've got multiple fields plowed together. Yeah. And we've got a chicken coop, we've got a sheep pasture, we've got a pig enclosure, and I've got a large cow pasture. Ronnie, welcome. FS22? You mean 19, Ronnie? And here is the farm, everybody. Here is my big old farm on Mercury Farms by my favorite map author, Alien Jim. I love that new Black Sheep modern. He makes some good maps. Black Sheep Modding makes some good maps. Is that what you're talking about there? Here's the chicken coop right here. Man, the buttons are so much different back here on. My directions are all messed up. Zooming in, zooming out. So there's the chickens right there. And here's the sheep pen right here. And then I've got the pig pen right here. And here is the cows right here. And I got two pretty good sized silage bunkers right there. I got a lot of grass in there to, change the shaft to compact. My favorite map is Lone Oak. A lot of people liked that back in FS19. I just never really challenged myself to the map. How about that? It just wasn't my cup of tea at the time. Now I have a feeling I'd probably enjoy it, but alright, we are all fueled up, repaired, and we have I think this is, we'll see what is in here. We got, soybeans, okay. I wish he did too, Deep South. I wish he did. I wish he'd make a surprise appearance, but I know if he did that, too many people would be after him in the comments. So I'll tell you a number of times, everybody, back here on Mercury Farms with myself or our good friend Bruce's Gaming. Alien Jim used to watch our live streams. For a lot of my longtime viewers, you can just ask him, because there was several live streams that Alien Jim would stop in and chat with us all. The old games are still fun to play, right, Ronnie? They are still fun to play. I do agree. Alien Jim usually stop by this game save of mine and then stop by a lot of Bruce's game save on Spectacle Island when he live streamed it. And this is the very first map where our friend Farmer Cop surprised me in the chat in the live stream as well. Just started a series on No Man's Land. Nice, Deep South. Nice. Yeah, so this might not be for everybody. I totally understand, but I just wanted to come back here and do a little visit to an old game save. We are about 5:30 in the late afternoon in game, 4.7 million, but the money is no focus right now. Oh wow, Ronnie, thank you for the $5 super there. Appreciate that, Ronnie. You can all drop the donuts in the chat for our friend Ronnie supporting the channel. Thank you. Yeah, this was my favorite map right here. We have, what do I have on here? I think it showed you back then. Yep, right there. 161 hours on this game save. It wasn't my longest game save on Mercury Farms. This was one of the challenges I did towards the end of FS19. Thanks for playing FS19. Well, you're welcome, Ronnie. Ghost Tech Gaming, how are you, my friend? How are you? We are back here on my most favorite map of all in Farming Simulator, Ghost Tech, known as Mercury Farms. Still my most favorite map. This was my ultimate one. I remember Mercury Farms very well. It probably looks a lot different too because you could shut the hedges off. So there's actually hedges on this map, everybody, but you can shut them off. The shut-off trigger is over in front of the little garden shed behind the store shop area. It's kind of funny to, I shouldn't say funny, it's just kind of cool, everybody, to kind of come back here and visit on occasion. I got one other game save on FS19 on No Man's Land that I still have saved, but it's just kind of nice to come back to those old game saves once in a while and live stream them because you can actually see just how much the game has changed graphically, you know, how much it's advanced. And even for FS19 back in the day, this was really, really good graphics. Really good. I've had to delete if it's 19 and 22 just to make room for 25 and a few other games that I play. Oh, yeah, I don't have that problem because I'm on PlayStation 5, but I don't have any other games really on my PlayStation 5. I've got FS19, FS22, FS25, and FS17, and I think Wreckfest. I think that's really about all I've got, like, available right now to play. I got other games that I've uninstalled, but I could reinstall them. I like the field textures on 19 better than 25. Yeah, yeah. What I like is it was a lot easier to see what work could be done, what work had been done. So, like, especially when you're fertilizing, it's just a lot easier to tell what had been fertilized and what hadn't been. I have FS17, but you know what? The only thing I've done, Ghost Tech, is load on to a couple of maps. I haven't played it. I've just loaded into a couple of maps, and that's it. Loaded into Hagenstadt and loaded into Drummond Farm, and that's really about it. At work, but stopping by for a minute. Well, thanks, Thin Blue Line. Appreciate it. Appreciate you taking your time away from work to stop by and say hello. Appreciate the support as well, Thin Blue Line. Really do. So a little bit of a Flashback Friday night live stream, everybody. Flashback Friday night. Gotta record with Crustu and Zorch on Sunday morning. And I got a meeting Monday afternoon, so if I do a multiplayer live stream on Sunday, it will be later than the usual time, but I don't know that yet because the weather could come into play and might not have my meeting. That might get changed. Thin Blue Line with the little super chat, everybody. Thank you. Appreciate that support, Thin Blue Line. You can drop the donuts in the chat, everybody, for our friend Thin Blue Line for supporting the channel as well. Appreciate that. Remember, there is donuts available there for you to drop in the chat from the emojis. Thank you, Deep South Gaming. Earlier, everybody, I did release early access for members for episode 11 on farmlands. I meant to do it a whole lot sooner, but I forgot. Artemis, welcome, my friend. How are you? So, back in FS19 for all platforms, everybody, this was actually the biggest harvester you could get that held the most capacity. This right here, this modded harvester was the biggest one back then. Right now you can see we got like 13,000 liters. I think it went up to like 24 or something like that, 24,000. Sub to both of you. Nice. Thin Blue Line. Thanks for supporting Deep South and Artemis. Artemis, over lunch I was watching your first episode on your cattle ranch. I started it, but I still got to finish. What kind of planter and seeder do you have in FS19? Kevin, I'll show you here. Let's see. What could I do? Let's see. What's the best way to do that real quick that I have for owned equipment? Oh, yeah, we'll put a worker on it there for a minute. Back to work, Rusty. All right, Thin Blue Line. So, planter and seeder. Kevin, we have, what did we have? I think this is my planter right here. Here's my planter. It's a horse, I believe. Yeah, it's a horse planter. My seeder, I got a couple of potato planters. My seeder is actually a, what do you call it? A broadcast seeder. It's this thing right here. This is the one I was using in this challenge, this broadcast seeder. It had a very wide spread width. Yep, that right there. But for like options, options to purchase, let's see. Here's the planners that were available to purchase. Here's the in-game ones right here. Amazon, Kverland, Lemkin, Vaterstadt, Horsch, and then we had a Great Plains planner, and then you get into the ones that were a part of one of the DLCs by Giants. One of my favorite DLCs by Giants, the Kverland Vicon Equipment Pack. And then you get into the modded planners I had, which were a Great Plains planner, and then there was a horse pack, if I remember right. Can't remember who created it. And then for seeders, where's the seeder selection? Down here. You had a little Amazon, Vaterstadt, Agromoss, Stara. Then you had the Horsch. This was actually one of my favorite in-game seeders in FS19 right here. As well as this one. I really liked this one too. For in-game. And then modded seeders. I don't think there was very good modded seeders if I could remember right. We'll find out here. Let's see. Here's some Kverland stuff right here. Yeah. I used a lot of Horsch. I like the Horsch stuff in FS19. Horsch. I like seeing different games, Rusty, just not FS25 every night. You're welcome, Ronnie. You're welcome, my friend. You are welcome. Let's get back to the old soybean harvest here. We got another field yet ready to harvest too. Should grab a screenshot here of this. Kind of a bad time of day for it though. Kind of missing some soybeans there. Who won the game, Jay? Huh? Oh, nice. Son just got home from basketball game. Eugene. Welcome, Eugene. Hey, hello. How are you doing tonight? Good evening, everybody. I'm doing good. Well, welcome, Eugene. Hope you are doing well. I'm not doing too bad. I was getting really tired just before I went live, everybody. I went to bed early last night, like about 9:45, and woke up at like 2:20 this morning, wide awake. And of course, I had to use the bathroom, and then I couldn't fall back asleep. Susanna, welcome. I couldn't fall back asleep. It was like I was still awake at like 4:15 this morning. It's the last time I remember looking at my phone to see what time it was. And then Mrs. Money's alarm went off at 5:45. So it's starting to kind of catch up with me. But I don't got to work tomorrow. I'm gonna probably just try and take it easy tomorrow. Yeah, coming back to this game, to the old version, you know, it kind of really takes you back in time. You know, go really slow with most of the equipment on console. Wasn't too many fast farming options back then. About the only good fast farming option back in FS19 was by our friend, if I remember right, Polycount Taz. And it was a wait. Tommy Powers, welcome. Ronnie don't fast farm. Yeah, Ronnie don't drive small tractors either. I don't even know if I got my favorite tractor turned on in this one. Do I got my favorite tractor turned on in this one, everybody? No, I don't. Darn it. We'll have to do that sometime. About medium tractor, do I got any of my favorite mediums? Not really. Large. Yeah, I got two of my favorite large ones. This was one of my favorite ones back in FS19. Mio Agco Alice 8550. And then, of course, the Case Traction King. Trucks were my thing in FS19. Really liked a lot of the trucks. I think I might have several different ones of them on here. We can give you an equipment tour as soon as we get done with this field here. which were on the last pass. "13 people checking out the old Flashback Friday on Mercury Farms. Welcome." FS19 is 10 years old this year. It came out November of 16. Nice. Hopefully Artemis, but it will be later because I have a meeting that came up. Yeah, has to do with some fair stuff that needs addressed. So we'll know more after tomorrow, though. Okay, let's get a truck. We'll get this unloaded. We give you an old equipment tour here quick while we go grab a truck. Okay. My favorite shed pack too, right here, everybody, by Alien Jim. The back then it was called the animated shed pack, I think, or no, actually it wasn't. I think it was actually called Mercury Farms pack. It was the animated shed pack in 22, I think. Let's see. Sheds. Oh, it doesn't give you the name, does it? Gosh darn. Yeah, Mercury Farms shed pack. Oh yeah, this is my favorite shed pack. Alright, so we have some in-game equipment here. Forage wagon, pickup wagon, and then Stratman trailer. Here's our windrower, I think, right there. Or no, that's the Teddy. That's our Teddy right there, and then here's my windrower. What else do we got? We got 2 potato planters, a little potato harvester. I love doing potatoes in FS19. Just ask anybody that's been here a while. We got a little old 1246 International. Taco, welcome. Here was my favorite cultivator, actually, in FS19, right here. This was a mod. I used this cultivator a lot. You could go fast with it without any fast farming tools. My favorite big equipment spreader is right here from FS19. The old John Deere 4940. Loved this thing in FS19. In 22 it wasn't as good, in my opinion. But that's that. Let's see, what else do we got here? Is Krusty still watching? Oh, I'm sure he's lurking. This is just a in-game stock trailer there. An old Wilson. Here was my favorite windrower from FS19. The old Russell Mash windrower. And then we get, that's just a in-game silage compactor there. And I got 2 silos on this farm because I got a lot going on this farm. Here was a Eurospanned broadcast seeder. Throws it out a long ways. Can't remember what the width is. This is probably, I'm guessing, my modded Massey Ferguson there. One of my favorite trucks from FS19 right here. It was an old truck pack. And Sadie the cleaning lady right here. This was a mod that you could use to clean up your animal pens. And it was actually called Sadie the cleaning lady. Love that mod in FS19. This week I just started again with FS19. I did No Man's Land. No Man's Land. Yep. Here's another one of those trucks. Here's the liquid truck. Another Massey Ferguson. I really liked the Massey Ferguson tractors in FS19. Here was another one of my favorite cultivators, the old John Deere. And then we get into more trucks. My truck shed right here. Another one of my old favorite trucks right here, the VST Rook. That thing right there. And then, of course, you all know what this is. This is how long I have loved the Roadrunner. Here is the Roadrunner right here from FS19. And then my friend Farmer Cop made me fall in love with this truck right here. Long ago, I had asked Farmer Cop what his favorite truck was in the game, and he told me it was this one back in FS19, and so I had to try it, and I have liked it ever since. The old International Transstar. It was a modded one. And then, what else do we got? We just got some old tools in here. That's just a dolly, in-game dolly. Here is what a lot of people miss from FS19, but there's some new versions in FS like 25 and 22. But here is the old, what you all know as the Lizard Forage Pickup mod. But this was called the, oh goodness, what was it called? Let's see if we can find it. What was it called back then? Oh, where's it at in here? What was that thing called? Milling machine. There it is, right there. The milling machine. One of the very popular mods in FS19, which a lot of people now know as a Lizard Forage Pickup. And then we have, what's right here? Oh, Tree Devourer mod right there. That's how long that thing's been around. Here was one of my favorite buckets in FS19. I think this was a lightweight bucket of some sort. Let's see if I can find that one. I think it's this one. Yeah, right here. Bio Belts lightweight bucket. You could get it for telehandlers and all kinds of stuff. Oh no, actually, that one there, this one here is actually the multi-purpose bucket from the CSC pack. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's this one right here. Multi-purpose bucket from the CSC pack. That was another one of my favorite mods from FS19, the CSZ pack. That is where the very first big bag handler with straps. Oh, where's it at? Right here. Big old bag handler with straps. This is what we used in FS19 to pick up logs, everybody. One of the very first ones in all platforms. And then I got a big old plow right here, which this mod has still been around in FS. This is the SM82 right there. Can console use global company? No, I don't believe so. Deep South. Oh shoot, we forgot some. On the back side of the farm here. Got a couple other pieces of equipment. Couple of my favorite semi-trailers. I believe both of these were by Raleigh Christie, if I remember right, because of the RYC right there for Raleigh Christie. Loved both of these, the liquid tanker and then this big one here. Here was my, still is probably one of my favorite ways to make total mix ration. This was a mod right here, a silo mod in FS19 called Silos for Total Mix Ration, I think is what it was called. Loved this pack. Alright, let's get a truck out. Which one am I in there? Come on. Nope. 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 Don't want that one. Here's the one we want. We want this one right here. Let's take this one out. Never could get Global Company to work. Got a new PC. Maybe now it will work. Oh, nice, Taco. I'll get these soybeans put in my silo. It's one of my very first favorite farm builds here, everybody. The only thing I don't like about FS19, no productions. Yeah, I know, Deep South, I get it. Now after having them, I kind of totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Here's one of the things I miss from FS19, and a lot of people hated it, everybody. We'll get out here so you can see. So back in FS19, anybody new to FS or never played FS19, you had to clean your feed bunk areas. So the animals provided a mess that you had to clean up. And if you didn't clean it up, it got really bumpy and hard to feed your animals. It would just continue to stack up right there. I kind of miss that. People used to put wood chips over those points so they didn't have to clean them. Todd, how are you, my friend? Put this in the shed here. We got another field that we can harvest, I think. Let's see here. Let's go into landscape screen. We got this field here to harvest, and then I can, I think, move forward time. I believe. Yeah, we should be able to. Animals being animals, of course you have to clean up. I missed this in FS22 and 25, right? I agree. Let's fold that back in. Let's go over to our other field. Okay, why didn't you continue to... Oh, there we go. Not used. I thought it was folding again. It only folds the one time. 16 amazing people checking it out. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. This was one of my favorite maps to drive trucks on too, because you could buy and sell all kinds of stuff on this map. You could literally do a start from zero on this map, giving yourself a little transport truck, and you could make all kinds of money to build yourself up. Here was one of my most favorite trucks. Do I got it activated here? Of course I do. It's right here. This was one of my most favorite trucks from back in the day. The D754 truck pack right here. And then it had attachments. So then those attachments were all over the place. What's really nice about 25 is hitting the combination button. So here's one of the truck beds for that truck. Here's another one right here. That's just a couple of them anyway. Okay. Oh, yeah, I know. First need to fold. Sorry. Now we're in business. Now we can go. We got canola. Oh, canola in this field. Okay. Good sized canola field. Yeah, so new episode for Farmlands comes out tomorrow morning, everybody. Krusty, Zorch, and myself have hit our first harvest month. So, of course, you'll get to see who got to harvest first. And I've been messing around trying to figure out my setup for, again, the new map by Black Sheep Modding, Piscinaire Valley. I already watched it. Cool, Artemis. Cool. Cool, cool. I believe the plan is we're going to record on Sunday this week as well. Here is, I won't tell anyone that you were the first to harvest. My lips are shut, laugh out loud. Right? You should have heard it but off camera before we started recording. Poor Krusty's like, I don't got nothing to do, guys. I don't got anything available to harvest. So, be interesting to watch his episode to see what he ended up doing. As well as Zorch, too. Here is, for anybody new to FS, everybody, here is like one of the very first, dairies, for your production facilities. Now they're productions. But back here in like FS19, they were just sell points. So here's the dairy place right here on the map. That's all it was. I want to see how he flipped his trailer there at the end. Tomorrow is Krusty's birthday. He does a live stream. Join it. I saw that. I play Lone Oak in 19 and Stone Valley in 19. It's also my my brother's birthday tomorrow, and sister-in-law's. I play Lone Oak in 19 and Stone Valley in 19. I looked at Lone Oak in 19, but I cannot remember if I looked at Stone Valley in 19. And New Woodshire, Ronnie, was awesome in FS19. I really missed that map. But I believe we probably will never see that map return, because I believe the original modder that made that map is, I think, if I remember right, we found out in 22's lifespan that the modder had passed away, I believe. So I'm pretty sure the modder was known by, I think it was Richie F. Richie F, I think. I think, Ronnie. I'm pretty sure. There was a map that, wish I could remember what the name was, Ronnie. There was a map that came out in 22 that had a, like, memorial poster, I think, hanging on a building or something. And Mr. Seeley P, if I remember right, pointed it out in his map tour. And that memorial was in reference to that creator. There you go, Taco. Yeah, it wasn't Richie. Yeah, it was Richie IF and Red Kinstutins, or however that is supposed to be pronounced. Wilhelmina Forest was a good one, deep south. I actually did a challenge on Wilhelmina Forest. I created a challenge for that map. It was a forestry farm challenge, if I remember right. Now, Wilhelmina Forest in FS19, a content creator you need to go check out, is how well people could build things, everybody, in the landscape mode. There is a content creator that some of you are probably familiar with that still makes content and live streams, and his name is Mouse2222. He had a very impressive game save built on Wilhelmina Forest in FS19. Very, very, yeah, very inspiring build. Another thing that like a lot of the new viewers to my channel may not know, and may have seen it in FS19, but there was a challenge put out by our friend the Farm Sim guy to build the best version of a map you could on a modded map called Flat Map. It was a contest. I was the only person on console back in FS19 to forward a entry into that contest that the Farm Sim guy put out. And only because I was the only one that entered on console, he included me in the like the what do you want to say it? The results, if you will. He had his top 3 picks put out, but he also included my build on console, because I was the only one on console to enter the contest. So you'll have to go check that out too if you want to see. But the ones that did it on Flat Map on PC were really, really impressive builds. I can't remember who the finalists were. But my channel started on this map, everybody, but my channel actually started on this map in a different location. I'll just fly there. Let's zoom out a little bit here. We'll fly slowly over here, and then I'll take you to that spot. So my very first survival challenge I created, I was actually just sharing in written posts on Facebook groups. And the very first survival farm I ever did on FS was over here. It was up on that hill on this little farm, which on this map is called Mercury Hillside Farm. What I did was I set up myself a little miniature farm on this plot of ground right here where I have the slurry sell point. And I started with a little tractor and loader, and I had to cut all of the trees surrounding this hill to make my money, and I could only sell these trees at a static wood chipper. That's the other thing I miss in FS is Giants put out a wood chipper. I'll show you here. And I'll explain why I miss it. It was this one right here. This thing right here. Of course, I can't remember how to turn it without bringing up the help menu. But that wood chipper right there, you would put your trees in it and it would pay you instantly. You didn't get wood chips, it just paid you the money. And I wish they'd bring something like that back. But that was the plot of land I started my channel on, was that plot of land there. Along with one of my very first Let's Plays were also on the old stream farm. Back in FS19. Okay, this all platforms harvester, everybody, was the one in FS19 that held the most capacity for all platforms, and it only held 26,780 liters. This one right here. Think about that for a while. Compared to your Lizard TARDIS or your Colossus pack. Oh, let's take this old truck. I miss this old truck right here. I think this old truck is out on PC, but it hasn't came to all platforms yet. Man, I miss this thing. I loved this little old truck. It kind of came out towards the end of FS19. Of course you would have a case, right? Of course. Yeah, back then I didn't have any plan to, you know, leave law enforcement. It is midnight here. This means January 31st. Happy birthday, Dan the Man Krusty. Stay amazing with what you do. That's right, Taco. Happy birthday, Krusty. I'm sure he's studying his eyelids right now. We'll find out, though. No, he's not. It popped up with the tag anyway. He might be lurking. He might be celebrating. Probably eating a donut with a candle in it or something. That's gonna fill my truck up. That's alright. It'll free up room that we can finish the field. Sweet. We got plenty of room now to finish the harvest. Oh yeah, start the engine first. Old man went to sleep. Yeah, right? The old man went to sleep. Oh, if he was only defending himself right now. I mean, it does feel much later here in real life than it is. It's only 10 o'clock, but it sure feels a lot later than that. See, look at the whole, the old graphics on the inside of the old harvester back then. Oh, get the thing to stop here a minute. I mean, look at the detail there back in FS19. Kind of really impressive when you go to think about what you see now. Well, this old man is going to bed. Enjoyed the stream. To see you at the MP. All right, Deep South. We'll see you later, my friend. We will see you later. After a while, crocodile. Gotta go. Busy day tomorrow. Good night, all, and thanks for the live stream, Rusty. You're welcome, Taco. We'll see you later. The old FS19, everybody. We could, before I leave, we could, since we're back here on FS19, we could go show you No Man's Land game save. Anybody still here want to see the No Man's Land game save? I think the only thing I need to do is fix my silo location, because I accidentally had shut off the silo and went into the game save and my silo wasn't there. I thought, what did I do? I will play FS19 tomorrow. Thanks, Rusty. You're welcome, Ronnie. On FS19 on No Man's Land, the game save I have that we could go see was from a challenge that my friend Gary Vetter and I created. The challenge was called the Build It Challenge. It was a challenge that we created at the end of FS19 for the start of FS22. And that challenge was to be done on No Man's Land. So several people did it at the end of FS19, waiting for No Man's Land to come out in 22. Cool, 007. I'll take you over there. Let's finish this canola field here, and we'll just jump over there quick. We'll visit my other Alien Gym game save. I really do like it because on that I built a farm on a side hill on no man's land, and FS19 that was kind of hard to do. And it's kind of a small old equipment farm to some aspect anyway. Hopefully the only thing that's missing is my silo. I can't remember if I went back into it and ever replaced the silo or not, but it'll make sense to where the silo was at, and we can put it back there once we get there. See if we can get all of this. We can get all that. Cool. Let's extend this out. We'll go put this in the silo here and unload the harvester, and we'll jump over to no man's land for just a little bit. Alright, let's go unload it again. Oh, hey, there's another one of my equipment mods, everybody. I bet some of you remember this. Forgot I had this. This was an autoload trailer in FS19, everybody. And I think it was called like Animal Goods Transport. You put down these pallets in the spawn points for the eggs and the wool and stuff like that, and then it auto-loaded the pallets onto those pallets, and then you pulled up beside it and they auto-loaded onto your trailer. It worked really well. I like the looks of the vehicles. Thanks. I liked a lot of them too. I really liked this old truck. It's a perfect time to jump over to no man's land because we're going to have to go into the next day because we're approaching nighttime now here on this game save. Alright, let's go dump this and we'll jump to no man's land. Okay, let's get this to save. And of course, I always do a double save. All right, let's exit this one. Let's go to career mode. Uh-oh. Don't tell me. Oh, I thought it froze for a minute, everybody. I was like, oh, great. Here we go. Here it is, the Build It Challenge, everybody, on No Man's Land. 91 hours. Okay, let's make sure my silo is activated. Should be able to pick that out real fast through these mods. I think it's down in the S's. Silo wood, I think, is what it was called. Yep, okay, we have it. All right, let's start. 91 hours, those are Ricky numbers, right? Yeah. Well, the game save that I used to have back on here, Artemis, I forgot I deleted. Had almost 400 hours, I think, and that was the No Mods Challenge on FS19 on Felsbrunn. I kind of wish I never would have deleted it. Okay, here we are. Hey everybody, this here shed house just came out in FS25 not long ago. I believe it looks a little bit different, but you will recognize this once we step out. Of course, not that truck, but you know. There it is right there. That mod right there came out in 25 not very long ago. That there shed. Okay, let's jump to the tractor. Oh, hey, let's just take this. We can give you the grand tour. How about that? Here's our old 4940, everybody, over at the second farm in the Build It Challenge. Here was my second farm here on No Man's Land. This is the area here, everybody, on No Man's Land where Alien Jim transformed it into a really old farm, I think, with a small little grapevine field, I think, in FS22. That's this area of the map. One of my favorite modern day shed packs from FS19 right here. I can't think of what the name of this shed pack was. I actually think it was something to do with Sandhills, or it was by Sandhills Modding or something. And that was these sheds. I don't think I got anything really in these sheds, but that's that one. And then this one's got a big harvester in it, I think. Oh, it's got some different vehicles. bet some of you forgot about this mod. I never used this at all in FS19 until the end of the FS19 life. This like really kind of nifty auger wagon type vehicle. Let's see if we can look at it in the store to show you better. Let's see, where is that thing at in here now? Oh, it's right here. This is what it was right there. The AGM TM240. There's another big old 9250. The cotton harvester over there. Alright, now let's go over to the old farm. Here's what the PDA looks like too, which most everybody knows what the PDA of No Man's Land looks like. Right there. And then I got all these other big fields though. Big fields on this side. My favorite biogas plant is coming up here on the left. I think there's quite a few people that miss this biogas plant. And that is the biogas plant that was by Alien Jim. Right there. Here's the old sawmills. See, now here is something else that is kind of weird, but this is a decorative truck, everybody, with a decorative pallet of wood beams on it. Now in FS25, if you were to put that pallet on a decorative truck, there'd be a collision and the pallet wouldn't sit directly on top of the truck. I really like that you could do it this way in FS19. There was no collision. At least on console there is anyway. On PC there might not be a collision. I was a big fan of Alien Jim's No Man's Land pack too, so I always used his decorative buildings at a lot of sell points I put down in FS19 just to decorate them a little bit, but you can see some of my amateur decorating here compared to what I do now. But back in FS19, you know, slot counts were a big thing. There is also, this is a part of Alien Jim's building pack. This was, if I remember right. So I placed this big old plant down, which it came in parts, if I remember right, and then you could kind of decorate it how you wanted it to look. But now we'll go over to the land where I started the challenge on, which is down this here path over to this here road. And you can see the hillside right there. Here's the old farm back in the Build It challenge on No Man's Land. I used the old shed house as my house, and then that kind of inspired the rest of the build, making it look old and rustic. Old, wooden, and rustic. And then on the other side of this forest, I cut down some of the trees, took out the trees, and put in all my animal pens back here. So there's a little sheep pen. We even got horses right there. We got a guard dog in the middle of the animal pens. Right there's our guard dog. We got our little cattle area and 2 chicken pens by Alien Jim. Some of you probably really recognize this pig barn right there. That pig barn was from, what was the name of the map? And then the modder released it as a separate placeable in FS19. What was the name of that map? Gosh darn it. See if I can get it to tell us the name. What was the name of this map? This pig pen was on a particular map in FS19. Can't think of what the name of it was now. See if it's in here. If it's labeled, I can't remember if it's labeled or not. Nope, it's not. It just says pig shed. Oh, what was the name of that map? Yeah, well, I can't think of it. I know there's a lot of people that are familiar with the map. I think it's Addingham Park. Does that sound right? I don't know if that's right or not, but it sounds right. Addingham. What was the name of that map? Some more of my equipment right there. Here was Omatana's wooden silo, everybody. Look how much that's changed a little bit now into FS25. One of my favorite bale trucks I just passed. Kind of forgot about it. This thing auto-loaded bales. This was a really good mod in FS19. Used it a lot. Let's see. And then we got, what do I got hiding back here? Really nothing that I really can think of. 82 Studios trailer there. What do we got over here? Ooh. One of my favorite old harvesters in FS19 right there. One of the old Claws Dominators. What else do I got for equipment flying around here? Scattered around it here. Oh, there's the Roadrunner hiding in that shed over here. Case Traction King, the AGM. Here's the Russell Mash. I think that's really about it, really, for equipment. These tractors, I loved these Case tractors. I can't remember who the modder was. I want to say it was Carl Farms, but I'm not sure if that's correct. I got a couple of different ones in this game save. And I forgot, back in FS19 I liked automatic engine start for some reason. Now I hate it. Let's see. I don't know if I need to. Let's see if we need to fertilize this field back here. I think I just harvested this big field back here not long ago. Fertilize 50%. We'll see if we can fertilize this here. Oh, nope. Okay. We need to cultivate it and then we'll be able to fertilize it again. Really wish I could remember the name of that, what that map was, that pig barn was after. Let's get this here tractor and we'll get that cultivator out. I have that 1/64 scale black case stagger ordered and will be here soon. Nice, Dead Calm. You'll like it. You'll like it, my friend. You will like it. But see, with this, pulling this little cultivator back in FS19, you could go 21 miles an hour. Or I think you could even go as fast as your tractor could go. Whatever tractor it was you were using. This cultivator, I think, was only 8 meters wide or something like that. But it was one of my favorite ones. And I also, the workers back in FS19, everybody custom so bad. Everybody was so negative about the workers. If you gave the workers room, to be quite honest, I think the workers almost outperformed some of the advancements. You just had to make sure you gave the worker room. Because even back in FS19, you could get a worker to do things that people thought a worker would never do. I am still pretty good with that guided steering. And heck, even in 25, I don't use it. You know me well. Oh no, I need to start using steering assist and all that stuff a lot more. In 25, I don't know. I like doing things myself. And that's what's really going to be difficult about the competitive one-tile challenge on farmlands is I'm eventually probably going to have to hire a worker just to help me out so I get more done, you know. If I try and do it all myself, I'm really going to fall behind, I think. I will see workers but never guided steering. Ruby Red, welcome, my friend. How are you? Oh, you use workers. Okay. It's alright. We'll blame autocorrect, right? Autocorrect. Hashtag blame autocorrect. Weird autocorrect. Yeah. That is true. But yeah, now you've all seen my Mercury Farms and No Man's Land on FS19. The only two game saves I have left on FS19. I had a game save on Felsbrunn, but I deleted that a while ago. I did the no mods challenge on Felsbrunn. It's still on a playlist on my YouTube channel, and I started my farm on the west coast beach of Felsbrunn. I think that was the only other real game save I had left on 19. That I got rid of. All the other ones I got rid of a long time ago, and I can't remember what they were. Or what the latest one would have been anyway. On FS22, I still have my game save on Deadwood. And my game save on Calmlands. My Let's Play on Deadwood called Detained in Deadwood, I think is what the name of it was. I built a farming simulator penitentiary. A farming simulator prison farm. And then Calmlands, the 200 horsepower challenge. I don't know if I have... I don't think I have any other game saves on 22 besides those two. We'll have to check them out sometime and see, because I can't remember. But it was just nice to come back to these two. Just to visit them a little bit and play around. It gets people talking about the farming simulator game a little bit too, again, you know, about the things that you miss, the things that you really liked, maybe even some of the things that you hated in the game, that you disliked. Like FS19, I loved Felsbrunn, but I really did not like the other map called, what was it called? Ravenport? Was that what the name of it was? A lot of people liked it, but I didn't like it. But I think I have probably been here long enough, and you all are probably bored of these old game saves. So maybe I should just call her quits, get some shut-eye, and be refreshed for Farming Simulator tomorrow. So don't forget, if you haven't yet, everybody, to drop a tasty treat on that like button, which is better known by myself as a cop battery and by you all people as a delicious donut. Don't forget to leave us a comment in the comment section, and please share a box of donuts with all your friends and family by sharing the videos and the live streams from the channel. But from myself, we will see you all on the flip side, everybody. Thank you, Ruby, Red, David, 007 Gamer, Dead Calm, Artemis, Ronnie. Thanks, everybody. We will see ya later. Have a good one.